We're an organization that started up for the positive promotion of our sport, paintball. Seeing a lot of posts over all the forums, I kind of got sick and tired of seeing a lot of bad things that were happening with people doing stupid things with markers, getting arrested, and really bad stuff like that. So I just started a little rant that got a lot of response, and since I'm a part of a union, I decided that I might as well make a paintball union and got Tom involved with me to start getting out, going towards governments to get a paintball recognized as a sport around the world, and to try and get rid of some of the bad media.
That's true, because I was talking a little bit about this. It seems to be an ongoing rant that paintball players have, that we don't get any real respect. It's like we're like a bastard. We're child of sports. We're sort of like the stickball of sports. When we've got, you know, real equipment, we've got a whole industry behind it, but people go, oh, paintball? Oh, I heard about that on the Donahue show in 1992. It's where you guys are like paramilitaries, right? You want to overthrow the government. You're like, no.
Yeah.
Oh.
I get a lot of the soldier comments at work, and a lot of people think I'm some drunk kick that goes out to the back 40 shooting each other in the butt, and it's just not what we are. So we need to change that.
Now, how are you guys changing that? Now, you guys have made this union. Do we have to pay dues for this?
No dues.
Okay.
All non-for-profit.
No,
The caveat is with this, Ryan, we could all continue to just sit here and rant about it, or we could do something physical about it.
What?
What we are doing is, each and every time a different news story surfaces, and we've been monitoring a lot of it through the Google News, that news source will get an email from us. 9 times out of 10 they don't respond, but some do. And the idea is to get that positive side of the sport introduced to each and every one of those media sources.
No, I did make the joke when I write the news with a view for Paintball Sports Magazine. I go through and do a Google search for paintball just in case there's something weird or wacky that shows up. And 9 times out of 10, it's like, oh, these paintball vandals once again were found shooting up Old Man Wilson's warehouse, or the Walmart once again is being shot by these paintball snipers. And I'm like, come on, guys. What's it going to take? I mean, are you guys finding that the organizations that you actually do get in contact with are like surprised that there's this union and there are paintball players that aren't 16-year-old punks that want to just shoot homeless people and post videos up on YouTube about it?
Sure.
What's the response been so far? Has it been good, or do they just sort of like, okay, whatever, random paintball dudes, and move on to something else about Michael Jackson?
No, I think we're getting a lot of positive response from the paintball community. We have had some successes with respect to contacting the media. And another thing that is very much a part of this is contacting government as well. James and I have a meeting middle of next week with some Canadian government officials to introduce a few ideas to them, hopefully as one step towards having paintball legitimized more so in this country. One thing that has been sort of a learning curve for us is learning about other countries and how paintball is there. It was sort of good news to see South Africa, and for that matter, I understand Malaysia, and both of those countries have got their governments on board, and it's been legalized or legislated as an official sport in those countries. So it's our hope that we're able to accomplish something similar to what these other countries have done.
Now, have you talked to anybody over here stateside about this yet? I mean, Canada, I understand that it's great that you guys have got that going, or, I mean, is this a stepping stone? What's your ongoing long-range goal for this? To get paintball in the Olympics, or something else like that, or just do it for the sake of the sport?
Right now, for the sake of the sport, and we'd love to see paintball in the Olympics. We'd definitely push for that.
Bitchin'. I mean, what's you guys come from? I'm guessing. I know about the Tom. You're from a scenario woods ball point of view. James, you're the same, I'm guessing.
Yeah, actually, I've done both speedball and woods ball. I've pretty much grown up with woods ball, and I gave the Pets Evil Series tournament a try, and I'm sticking with woods ball.
Nice. Now,
I don't know if I would look at it that way. I think both of us have played both sides of the sport. In all honesty, Ryan, we're representing paintball, not just speedball or scenario paintball. We're representing paintball, and this is the approach that we want to take on this.
Nice, touche. I mean, I was asking that more as a preference of what is the speedball community? Have you found representatives that have embraced it? I mean, have you gone to these different tournament series and say, hey, can we pass out literature? Can you sign on as a charter member of the WPBU or something like that? Because it seems like there's, coming at it from a more woods scenario style, it seems like there are two different camps, and there seems to be the two desperate or separate age groups, the younger, quasi-angrier kids with the speedball style, and the older generation that do more of the woods. I mean, where have you gotten your support from? And is it possible to blend these two together for the sake of paintball, or do you have to do like a two-pronged attack?
Actually, I think the angle that we're going to take this from, at least presenting it to the Canadian government, and this is based on some lessons learned from these other countries, specifically South Africa. They're legislated as a sport officially now, but it's more for speedball. So looking at that and knowing that we can promote speedball as a tournament and something that can be promoted to the government as a means of getting it legislated is going to be one of the approaches that we're going to take.
Oh, and you have a next week is when you guys are going to talk to the Canadian government about this?
That's correct.
Wow, that's pretty good. Is there anything that we can do to support you guys in this? I mean, I've already signed up for the WPBU website to be a member there. I highly recommend everybody do the same. I mean, everybody's up on Facebook, and it looks like you've come to that same moment of attrition with people on the internet where they'll go and they'll click add a fan or something like that, as long as it takes one click. But if they have to add their information or go to another website, they're like, I'll get to it later. You're like, come on, guys. I mean, what have you tried to do to get people to push over? And what can we do to help you guys out?
Well, we have been trying messaging the 1,200 people that we have, trying to get them to move over to our website, telling them that we are going to be putting more of our news, more of the events and everything that comes up on the website and less on Facebook to try and get our money out of the website. And also we've got our name up in tons of forums. We've just had a whole bunch of guys from, I think it was the Special Ops Forum, that have just joined us. So the forums are actually giving us a lot more publicity now too.
Very cool.
Ryan, you have to understand that we're still very early on in the planning stages. We are setting up with several representatives of countries across the globe, and we're still very much in the process of setting this whole thing up.
Yeah, there's talking about money. Money? What money? Now,
that money would be just simply to cover the basic costs of stuff like the website.
Well,
but again,
international calling too. You know, all this stuff takes cash and time.
Yeah. Well, it is our hope to raise a certain amount of funds just to cover those expenses. But again, there'll be no monies that either of us will be putting in our pockets. Most of the projects that I've ever done is for the sake of paintball and promoting it and wanting to see future generations enjoy the game.
That's great. I mean, you have your officers here. You got people from Malaysia, London, Greece, Lebanon, Singapore, Germany. That's terrific. That helps to build you guys as a legitimate organization too, not just a couple kids in their garage who just go, I want paintball in the X Games. Epic fail, flame.